Hello there, friend. Thanks for listening today. I am back and full of ideas and energy. Oh my God, just so much goodness after spending almost a week away for my company convention. It was in St. Louis, which I had actually never been to. I had driven through it before. Everybody was very lovely there, so that was amazing. But I'm back and I have so many ideas pouring out of my brain that I am going to be on a podcast roll. Um, Let me just start off with a couple of big observations. And if you're new to the podcast here, I'm Soraya. I am in network marketing, but really I am passionate about any stream of income that can come from social media. I do affiliate marketing, I do network marketing, I have dabbled in a little bit of everything. All of what I'm going to talk about today applies to both network marketing and a lot of affiliate marketing as well. So I hope you'll stick with me. But a little background for those of you new to the podcast, I was in network marketing with a different company up until the very, very end of last year and made a switch. And it is the best decision I've ever made for many reasons, but mostly because this is just a much better fit for me. And I didn't realize how much of a better fit this company was for me until I went to the company convention. So, the first thing I want to say, and this isn't even the topic of the podcast today, is if you do not routinely attend your company events and at a minimum your annual convention, I got some words for you. You got to do it. You have to do it. And I understand that it is difficult and I understand that it takes sacrifice. I could not have had a worse time to try to fit this into my schedule. I had to move all sorts of stuff. It was chaos, but I made it happen. And the reason why I made it happen is because I am dead serious on building my business. What's really interesting in any company convention that you go to is that you kind of have the whole gamut, right? You have the lifers that have achieved a top rank, you have the people that are striving for a top rank, and then you have the people that are just kind of dabbling. And a lot of times people dabble because it's a fun event. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But for me, I fall in the category of this is business. Like I am there to make connections, I am there to have a good time, of course, but I am there to pull out all the business goodness that I can, to network, to get a feel for the heart and soul of the company, to figure out strategies, to spend time with people who are in places that I want to be at in the future. Like it is freaking business. And that's also my personality. So I came back with not only my business cup filled, I got my like, love cup filled with all the amazing people that I met. I got just the strategy that the company gave out. Anyways, this is not necessarily about my experience, but I wanted to share that conventions and events in person are so damn important. Now, look, I am an introvert. I know many of you think I'm an extrovert, but I am perfectly happy to sit at home like forever and ever. Like the last 2 years have been fantastic because I haven't had to see anybody. I love people, but I need a lot of rest and I like being at home. Maybe that's partly my age. I don't know. But, anyways, I'm an introvert. That's my point. And so to go and be in a stadium of 20,000 people every single day was a lot and it's draining and it's tough. But you do it because of the payout. The payout is energy, focus, passion, excitement. Motivation comes from you. So you're not necessarily going to get motivation from your events, but you will see different things that you haven't seen by being at home like I have been for the last 2 years. There's an energy that when you're in a room of 20,000 people jumping up and down to a DJ that you can't replicate on a Zoom call. Zoom is great, but it just doesn't cut it. There is an energy when you talk to someone who you followed on social media for 2 years and you meet them in person finally that you just can't replicate on Zoom. So get your booties to your events. And guess what? If there's not an event, host one. If nobody shows up, awesome. Host another one. If nobody shows up to that one, awesome. Get with a sideline or a crossline person and host another one. If you're an affiliate marketer and you don't have team events, Get some influencers or get some people that you network with in your community and host an in-person event. I am telling you, this is where the magic is. Okay, so I go to this convention because I'm such an introvert and I need to like rest before and after. I booked a day on each end just to like get acclimated to the city and stock my little hotel room with healthy food so I didn't eat like, disgusting stuff all week, and so I can get some good workouts and some good sleep. So I came to this convention like ready, focused, excited. And I will tell you just straight up, one of the highlights of this convention, and there are many, one of the highlights was seeing Tony Robbins. So our company hired Tony Robbins to come in for 3 hours. He ended up staying for over 4. I don't know if that's normal or not. I hear that he likes to run long, which I was appreciative of, even though it was the last day and we were all exhausted. 4 hours of Tony Robbins. So if you've been to Unleash the Power Within or, any of his seminars, you know the kind of energy that I'm talking about. But I will tell you that I had never seen him in person. I've seen documentaries, I've listened to his stuff, I've taken online courses, but I'd never seen him in person. So I had pretty high expectations and he met and exceeded all of them. So let's just talk about that. I want to share with you today a couple things that I thought were very unique takeaways. Now, again, I've read his books, I've been to online seminars, I have definitely immersed myself in his content. I'm not a Tony Robbins newbie by any stretch of the imagination, but a lot of the stuff that he talked about I had never heard before. So I want to share with you just a couple takeaways. I clearly can't convey everything that he talked about in 4 hours to you, but let me attempt to just touch the surface. So, one of the first things that this is going to stick with me forever, is he told a story about a guy named Mel Fisher. He actually told quite a few stories about quite a few businessmen and women, but the one that stuck out with me the most is the story about a guy named Mel Fisher. Now, Mel Fisher was a diver, an underwater diver, which I love. I used to live in Hawaii. I love diving. Mel Fisher was a dive shop owner and a dive instructor, and he had read or heard some way about a sunken Spanish ship that was full of treasure, like literally a ship at the bottom of the ocean. This is like fairy tale stuff. And so he was convinced that he was going to go find it. So he got some friends together and started searching for the ship. Well, he went out on a couple, I don't know, however many adventures to find this sunken Spanish ship that had treasure in it, and was unsuccessful. Spent a year looking for this ship, was unsuccessful. Spent another year looking for this ship, was unsuccessful. Continued. He continued in any time he could get to search for this ship and the treasure that was supposedly buried in this ship. Now, I don't know Mel. I haven't read all the details of this story, but I can only imagine that a bunch of people thought he was freaking nuts. He was absolutely crazy. Mel continued the search for this ship for 16 straight years. 16 straight years until he finally found it. He finally found it. 16 years later, there was a tragic accident where he lost a bunch of his friends on one of the voyages that they were on. He had many, many setbacks along the way. 16 years later, though, he found it. And guess what? There was almost $500 million worth of gold and jewels in this sunken ship. How insane is that? $500 million with a B. $500 million. $500 million of treasure that he found. So the question, and what makes this story so damn interesting, is what makes you so sure of something that you've never accomplished that you continue to do it for 16 straight years with zero reward? Zero reward. If I told you that you had to go sail on the sea and invest money and time and energy and everything that that requires to go look for a ship for the possibility that is not guaranteed of a payout, and you continue this for 16 years, I mean, that is unbelievable. He had to have some serious belief that that was out there. Number one, that it even existed, that it was something he could do, and that he was the one to do it. That's a lot of hurdles. So Tony Robbins explains that these are the hurdles that Mel would have had to overcome in his mind to go do this. Now let's compare and contrast that with, I don't know, making money on social media. How many of you would stick around creating content for 16 years knowing that sometime down the road there's going to be a payoff, but you don't know when it's going to be? Now, I get it. It's not a perfect analogy because you're probably not going to make $500 million off of a piece of content, but go with me on this. How long would you show up and create content and build an audience and serve people and get out of your comfort zone and do the things that you don't necessarily love to do on the promise that there will be a payoff? How long would you last? I tell you what, it's not going to be 16 years. Most people are not going to show up for 16 years. That's for damn sure. How much belief do you have that your success is inevitable? I want to ask that one more time. How much belief do you have that your success is inevitable? That's a tough question, right? Now, first of all, you have to define success. But the bigger question is, do you believe that you're on your path to achieve that? Are you on the right path to achieve that? Are you going to get there regardless? Now, you might be sitting there going, hell yeah, I am. Absolutely. It's just a matter of time. Statistics show, though, that the vast majority of you listening to this are going, I don't know. I don't know. I think so. I hope so. But I have no idea. So my question to you is, what will make you believe? What will make you believe that your success is inevitable? And I'll give you a hint. It's probably not an external factor. It's not an external factor. It's you. Do you have the drive? Do you have the consistency? Do you have the guts? Do you have the perspective? Do you have the grit to do something until you succeed? Whatever that is. It's a great story, right? I hope you remember that story. It's just, I will remember that forever. Okay, so that actually leads me to the next thing. Tony Robbins was talking about when people fail or when they don't reach a goal. Failure doesn't have to be like catastrophic. It can just be maybe you missed a goal. But whatever it is, when people fail, they often blame a lack of resources. And he told this story about how he was at a TED Talk and he was talking to the audience of very famous attendees and dignitaries at a very early TED Talk some years ago, that a lot of them have also said that they have not failed, or excuse me, that they have not achieved their goals because of a lack of resources. And he said, Steve Jobs was in the audience and like all these famous people, and he's interacting with the audience and he said, when you didn't hit your major goal, what were you lacking? And someone in the audience says, I was short a Supreme Court justice. And it turns out it was Al Gore sitting in the audience. Apparently this was some years ago. For those of you Gen Z listening to this, Al Gore ran for president against George W. Bush. It went all the way to the Supreme Court. Ballots and voting and stuff in the state of Florida went all the way to the Supreme Court, and the judgment was against him. So his kind of sarcastic, tongue-in-cheek comment to Tony Robbins was that he was lacking a Supreme Court justice. But most people say that when they fail to reach a goal, that they didn't have time, they didn't have money, they didn't have the support, they didn't have the energy, they didn't have the resources. There was something there that they were lacking. I didn't have money to run ads. I didn't have time to do what I needed to do. I didn't have money to buy blah, blah, blah. I didn't get the training I needed. I didn't have the vehicles that I wanted. Whatever it is, right? People are super quick to blame all the resources as the problem of why they either quit or failed. Tony Robbins said, let's turn that around. None of those are the reasons why you actually failed, lost, or quit. And in this story, he looks at Al Gore and he says, respectfully, Mr. Ex-Vice President or Vice President, I don't know what he called him, like, that's not why you lost. You lost because of emotions. And Tony's point to all of us was, what if instead of looking at resources and tangible things or things like time, that you looked at emotions as your best resource and the things that are going to drive you towards your goal. What he means is that things like creativity and vision and compassion and commitment and flexibility and drive and that grit we've been talking about, those are the things that are going to have the biggest impact on your outcome more than money, resources, etc. You've probably heard stories of people who have overcome a lack of resources to achieve incredible things, right? You hear kind of stereotypical stories of people who have survived in the desert for weeks on end miraculously, or people who have taken a startup with no money and turned it into $1 billion company. These are all examples of how grit, determination, vision, belief, creativity, drive, that those emotions are the things that make you succeed. It's not money, time, or another kind of resource. So I think that's really important to think about when we talk about making money online, because a lot of people say, tell me if you've said this, I don't have enough followers to be successful. I don't have enough time to post. I don't have enough money to run ads. I've never been taught how to do TikTok or Instagram. Have you said anything like that? If so, this message is for you, or Tony's message is for you. I'm just the relayer of that message. This is where you dig into creativity and vision and belief and compassion and commitment and drive, and you are determined to figure it out no matter what. No matter if you have no money, no coach, no ads, no followers, it doesn't matter. Because guess what? We all start from zero. We all start from 0 followers. So we know it's been done before. We know that there are people who have built successful businesses by using social media with no followers, limited audience, no ads, no budget, no help, no virtual assistant, no coach. We know it's possible. So why not you? Why can't you do it? Why can't I do it? Right? This gets back to the Mel story of before. If your belief is there and you are absolutely 100% sure that you will succeed no matter what, it's just enjoying the journey along the way, or at least enjoying it as best you can. So I thought that was great. Point being, emotions are the thing that will impact your outcome more than anything. Okay, so this is a quote that he said that I wrote down verbatim that I thought was just brilliant. He said, your job as a leader is not to train everybody to be great. It's to find great people and to train them. Oh, so good. Your job as a leader is not to train everybody to be great, because let's face it, not everybody's going to be great. Because if everybody was great, everybody would do it. And I don't know, like that just doesn't happen, right? But it is your job to find great people and train them. I just love this. Like, I want to put this on, I want to print it out and put it on a picture frame on my wall as a reminder that you are going to spend your time wishing and hoping that people that you have recruited or enrolled do something. And that is a waste of your time. You are going to spend time hoping that somebody turns into a leader when they don't have leadership in their bones. You're going to spend time being frustrated because you can't train enough to get your people to where you want them to be. And Tony Robbins is telling us that none of that matters. That your job is to love on those people, let them know that they are appreciated, send them thank you cards, all the things that you would do to make sure that they know that they are appreciated, but invest the majority of your time into finding great people and training them. That's the goal. Now, someone's going to come away going, Soraya told us that Tony Robbins said to ignore everybody who isn't producing. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, after being in leadership positions for a while, who has drive, who has leadership, who has greatness within them. It just needs to be brought out with your assistance. Find those people and invest your time and your energy into those people. And really, This is the, I think it's what Pareto's law, the 80-20 rule. You typically spend 80% of your time on 20% of your people, or 80% of your time on 20% of your tasks. We want to make sure that that's a good ratio. So in other words, you want to spend 80% of the time, your valuable time, on the 20% that are great people, and you're going to help train them to be great leaders in your business. I just think that's so great. Such a good reminder. Okay, a couple more points from the Tony Robbins seminar that I went to last Saturday. He said he spent a lot of time talking about influence, which I really like. In fact, he has an influence program um, that I think you can buy online or whatever. But in order to influence people, Tony Robbins says that you have to know what they already care about. And this is so simple and so true. It's so simple and so true. In order to influence people, you have to know what they already care about. If you just start showing up and telling people about the random features of your product or the random perks of your business or, XYZ, without knowing whether that's something they want, need, or even care about, your message is going to land flat. Your message is going to land flat. This is really this, I don't know, this point. The way you can influence people is the entire purpose of good marketing. It's the entire secret to a successful business. If you can figure this out, your relationships will be better, your marketing will be better, your life will be better. And many of you have figured this out in your careers or with your children or your spouse or just, situations that you've been across in life. That in order to communicate well with somebody, you need to know what already motivates them, what they already care about. And then when you go to make a point, if you can reference or frame the thing that they already care about in your argument or in what you're talking about, they're going to care more. They're going to care more. It's like, have you ever seen an ad where someone's like, "Do you have back pain?" And you're like, "No, I don't have back pain." And you tune it out, right? They're not going to influence you to buy whatever it is that they're selling because you don't have back pain. But if there's someone that has back pain and someone gets on, let's just say a television ad and says, "Do you have back pain? And have you tried everything, including buying a new mattress and wearing a back brace and taking all the anti-inflammatories, and you're sick of not finding a solution? Let me tell you what the solution is." Well, if that's you, you're going to be on the side of like your seat going, "Yes, please tell me," because that's totally me. So it's just kind of a lame example, but I think you get the point. In order to influence someone appropriately, you have to know what they already care about. You have to know what they care about. So if you're in network marketing or affiliate marketing or any kind of social media marketing, my question to you is, what do your people already care about? What do your people already care about? If you can answer this question, your marketing will get better and better and better. So that's just such a great, great point. Okay, last one. Tony Robbins spent a lot of time talking about a lot of different things, but the last thing I want to talk to you about is that repetition is the key to mastery. And I actually talked about this in an Instagram post about a week or two ago. And if you scroll my Instagram, I'm sure you'll find it. It's a cool little reel with a green screen. But repetition is the key to mastery. Now, look, not every day in your business is going to be the most fun or the most exciting or new and novel and keep your interest every single day, just like not every day at a career or a profession of any kind is going to be new and novel and interesting every single day. There is an element of repetition to any kind of mastery in your life. Relationship, life, physical fitness, doesn't really matter. Repetition is always the key. So although the daily things in your life and business might seem boring, to get better and better and better at them and get better results, you have to do them more often. Now, I'm not saying you have to spend every moment of your day, doing whatever it is that you do to get new clients and get new customers in your business. What I am saying is that you have to do it over and over and over and over and over again. And this is where most people quit. This is where most people quit because they don't want to create content for 7 years. They don't want to blog. They don't want to post on Instagram every single day. They don't want to record a podcast every week for 4 years. They don't want to do what's required to build an audience. And that's fine, but you probably won't then have a business on social media that is of the size that you want. So you've got to do the same things over and over again. Now, you can find joy and you can find novelty in those things, but repetition is certainly the key. He also spent a lot of time linking repetition to patterns. And this kind of goes hand in hand. But one of his main points in the 4 hours of training that he did with us is that if you can recognize the patterns of success, if you can recognize the patterns that other people took to succeed, and then identify those patterns and adapt them to your own business, it's a very good chance that you'll also succeed. I know that those of you who are good at social media understand this, because this is really what social media marketing is all about. What are the patterns that get people to keep attention, pay attention to your content, interact with your content, and respond to your content? If you can figure out those patterns easily, you have a leg up on everybody else. This is what I teach in my courses, how to identify those patterns and how to apply them to your own business. That's the key to success in social media. Again, it's not the biggest audience, because if that was the case, everybody with a large audience would be a billionaire. It's not being the prettiest. It's not being the skinniest. It's not being the youngest. It's not being the whatever-ist. It's figuring out how to get attention on your content, how to maintain that attention so that you can create an offer them something, and get them to engage and interact with you. That's the key to social media. So all of this really is your work ethic, right? That's kind of what we're talking about, is do you show up and do those kinds of things day in and day out, knowing that you're going to get to where you're going to go eventually. I don't know how long it's going to take. You know that. I don't know. It might be 2 months. It might be 2 years. It might be 2 decades. I have no idea. But that work ethic is a pattern. The very obvious example of this is if you have a good work ethic in the kitchen and in the gym, you probably have a physique that mirrors your work ethic, right? If you are disciplined in your eating, you are probably someone who looks like they would be visibly disciplined in their eating. If you're not, then you might have the results that show that you're not. Work ethic is a pattern. I just love that so much. And where I see this specifically in my business is, and I'll give you this example because I think it's really relevant. My company has a hair quiz. Okay, we have a hair quiz. And this hair quiz is my secret weapon. Like, this is my absolute number one secret weapon. This hair quiz is one of the reasons why I joined this company, because it is a tool where you can post your quiz on social media and people will fill out the quiz, and you get an email in your inbox that basically is a super hot lead that is someone already telling you what their problem is and they're asking for a solution. It's attraction marketing at its finest. It's just brilliant. I love it so much, but I'm obsessed with this hair quiz. So what do I do every day? Every day I promote the hair quiz. Every single day. Every single day, my goal is to promote the hair quiz. Now, I may miss a day here or there, but 9 times out of 10, I'm going to promote the hair quiz on social media that day. Are people sick of me talking about the hair quiz? I don't care. You can unfollow me. That's fine. It doesn't matter to me. But you better believe I'm going to promote my offer every single day, and people are going to know that I have a hair quiz. I'm not going to do it once a week because I'm constantly getting new followers and people, people don't see all your content. You assume that at best they're going to see 10 to 20% of your content. So then if you further reduce that by only posting once a week, 1 out of 100 days, someone might see your stuff. That's not acceptable. That math is probably not right, but you get what I mean. People aren't going to see your stuff. So it is my goal, my work ethic, it is in my business bones to promote this damn hair quiz every single day, right? And because I do that, I get a constant stream of leads every single day. I get people coming into my inbox every single day asking for products. That's a good problem to have, right? That's the goal. That's what we want. So the question is what is your hair quiz, right? What is the thing that you need to be doing every single day? Now, the follow-on to that is that I have to answer all these quizzes, and that is, there's a checklist, right? I get the hair quiz, I look at their results, I send them a quick text, I give them a custom recommendation, and then if they're looking for it, I'll send them a cart, and I'll send them a pre-made shopping cart so they can easily check out. This month already, I'm on the top of my team's leaderboard, and we have a very large team. I'm on the top of everybody in our team on the leaderboards for VIP enrollments because I work this like a business. And that is my pattern. That is my repetition. I have gotten really damn good at this quiz because I do it every day. I do it every single day. If there's only one thing I can do in my business that day, this is it. So, repetition has gotten me to a level where I'm getting really good at it, and I will continue to get better at it, and I'll make adjustments as I need to. So, what is your funnel? What is the way that you get clients or customers or business partners into your universe, right? How do you get those people into you? It doesn't have to be a quiz. It could be just, people messaging you. It could be getting people on your email list. It could be creating an offer right there and publicizing an offer right there on social media. There's 100 different ways to do this, but whatever it is should be the key to your business. It should be the thing that you repeat all the time. It should be the thing or one of the things that you are known for in your personal brand is the value that you bring to people through your social media. So, anyways, his point, repetition is the key to mastery. And there's lots of things that you have to repeat that are, let's, be honest, quite boring in your business, but you got to do them and they 100% produce results. The funny thing is that when you do them really well, it gets more fun. And when you get results, it gets even more fun. I'm like, hell yeah, I want some more hair quizzes. Like, let's do this. I look forward to it every single day, not because it's actually fun to sit down and actually respond to each of these. That's neither here nor there. It's just kind of what we do. But it's fun to help people and it's fun to get results. And that then raises your energy and people can feel that and it gives you momentum in your business. So, again, what are the things that you need to repeat in your business that will bring you closer to mastery, that will bring you closer to success in your business? And can you ingrain that in your day so that it's a work ethic that you just have and it is part of your being? It isn't even a question of whether you do it, it's just who you are as a business owner. I hope so. Okay, so those are my major takeaways from Tony Robbins. Yes, we did a lot of jumping and shouting and shoulder massage. It was all sorts of craziness. If you've ever been to UPW, you probably know. But it was a blast. I cannot wait till I can do UPW and then business mastery at some point in the future. But I will tell you that those 4 hours were incredible. Whole range of emotions. I hope that these takeaways helped you. I hope that there was some sort of nugget in there that caused you to look at your business a little bit differently. So, thank you so much for listening. If you would like to either work with me or you want to talk to me about something in this podcast episode or you want to fill out the hair quiz, all of my links, all of the things I do, all of the ways you can work with me are in the show notes and the links in whatever platform that you're listening to this on. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Talk soon.